Hey, it's Heidi here at Ford's Books. I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like to run a bookstore business and maybe some things that you would want to think about before opening a bookstore, or maybe the things that are fun about it and some things that maybe aren't as fun. But I just want you to know what it's like, so maybe you might want to run a bookstore business. Anyways, some of the reasons why I opened up a bookstore business is I got into the book business about 10 years ago. An older woman had kind of told me about it and brought me into it, and I didn't take it as seriously back then. It was kind of a side hustle for me at the time. Um, However, I do love books and I love to write, and so that kind of all came together. Eventually, over time, I took it a little bit more seriously, but it was still a side hustle. And eventually, I thought it would be so much more fun to have an actual in-person store, so that way I can be more connected with people face to face. Some people just like to have an online business. Um, Sometimes it's fun to have both. Uh, it's a lot different having an in-store or book brick and mortar store. There's so many things you'll learn that you did not know before you opened the bookstore. Um, some of the things I wanted to talk about was it does give you a lot more opportunities if you're working on other things and the business is just like a stepping stone to something else, or it may be part of your legacy or something that you want to build. Um, but it does give you some time to work on other things. So that is something to think about. For me, it's built a lot more opportunities. I've met a lot of new people, and that's been really fun. Um, it gives me, when I'm on my downtimes, it gives me time to read and write, which I enjoy doing. Um, Something to think about with books. Books are kind of a peculiar thing. A lot of people think that books are kind of becoming, extinct, which is not true, and it never will be. Because if you think about it, if you go all the way back to the beginning of time, however long ago books became into existence, they have survived book burnings, book bannings. Books have been around since the very beginning. When we first started creating a book, books are not going to go away. So everybody thinks that electronics are taking over the book industry, which is not true. There may be a little bit less but there's a lot more people too. So if you think about it, there's a lot of people that prefer the actual book. Um, so no, books are not going to be extinct. Um, Now, I would say that some books still get banned, which goes to tell you that, freedom of speech is a very interesting thing. But one thing really cool about having a bookstore is you're providing a valuable service. People are not just paying for books, they're paying for the knowledge and what's in the book. So you're providing that service. It's a valuable service. Um, you get to watch your business come together as you build it up from the ground. Like for me, I came from an online business and I went into a brick and mortar store. So I get to watch the business grow from the ground up for the in-person piece of that, which is really fun because when things start coming together, you get to see it and you get excited about little things, and it's just really fun. And you're always learning something new. So I love that about the book business. Um, would I suggest opening a bookstore? Yes. A lot of people, I have heard other bookstore owners tell me that they wish they would never have done it, or they wouldn't suggest it. But I completely disagree. I think you should open a bookstore, and I think that lots of people should open a bookstore, and that we should keep the book alive. That's what I think. Um, let's see here. Some things I would suggest about running a bookstore business is you have to sell new and used. You can be selective about the new books that you choose, and you don't make as much profit off the new books. Um, sorry, excuse me, new fictional books. There's not sometimes if you're going through Ingram or whoever, you can buy books from Ingram for new authors coming out. You don't make as much of a profit on those newer books coming in, but it's nice to offer them. However, I would suggest you absolutely do want to sell used books because that's where you're going to really make some money. Books sell for quite a bit of money online, and that's where you really will make your money. So I would suggest if you're going to do it, do new and used, and give that, provide that. Another thing I would say is if you're starting out as an online business, open a brick and mortar and do both. Definitely want to have both, because if your brick and mortar isn't like up to, if it's still getting built up, you want to have that backing of the online business running smoothly, so you have that income coming in. um, if you're starting out as a brick and mortar and then you're going to, starting online business, that's a little bit different. I didn't do it that way, but you can do it that way, but it's just going to take a little bit longer to get it going. I could go on and on and on and on about all the really creative things you could do while running your business, and I am going to share some more of those things later. But I just wanted to share with you why I opened up a business, a bookstore business, and I suggest, yes, that you should open a bookstore business, and I think that more people should do it, and a valuable it's a valuable thing to have and to offer that service, but it's also a lot of fun. So, and it may be hard at first, or it might not feel like it's coming together right away, but you just have to have a lot of patience, especially with any business. You have to have a lot of patience and you can't give up. You have to keep going, and it'll come together. That's what I would suggest. So, all right, until next time, I'll talk to you later.